Hey there, listeners. This is Gary, your host and GM for the Die by the Sword podcast. Welcome back to another exciting episode. This is episode number 3. This is the third and final part of our 3-part premiere. If you're liking what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. Also, check us out at www.diebytheswordpodcast.com. And we also want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Midnight Syndicate. You can check them out at www.midnightsyndicate.com. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get to the episode. All right, welcome back to the Die by the Sword podcast.
Yay!
Episode 3. Episode number 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Uno, dos, tres.
There we go. We're multinational. So continuing on from where we left off, you guys fought the centipedes.
Killed the centipedes.
Killed the centipedes. Come back to the house.
Got loot.
Pulled some hammies.
Pulled some hammies. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some sick loot.
We did.
I thought you were going to say, we got some sick injuries.
We did get that too.
I'm really terrified because of this loot. We're all going to die.
Well, I mean, we're going to level up right now, right?
Not right now.
Yeah. 2 centipedes, they level up for a party of 4 makes.
You get back to the house, and you go inside, and you see Kendra is trying to pick the lock on the Manual of the Order of the Palatine Eye.
Kendra,
What?
what are you doing?
Trying to pick the lock on this book.
I thought you weren't allowed to touch these. Isn't that what your father's will said?
Why, I am a grown woman. I can open these books if I choose to.
They're not yours.
I understand her father wanting to keep her away from the dark tomes to the dark gods, but the Order of the Palatine Eye is not evil. I don't see the harm in her having access to that book.
I don't care, personally, what books you touch, as long as they're available when we leave at the end of the month so that we can return them.
Well, fine.
Why are you trying to open it so badly?
Because I want to know what my father was doing and why he died.
Don't read them.
Fine.
We don't want you to turn into a zombie or whatever. I mean, we don't want you to turn into a zombie or whatever.
We need to move on.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And Rodrick is saying that he's like slouched over like whatever the most comfortable chair is in the room, just nursing his enormously swollen centipede wound. This hurts a lot.
Can I do anything to help that?
I mean,
Flavor-wise?
lesser restoration would heal the ability damage.
You could also do like a heal check on it to see if he gains back more overnight.
Yeah, I want to do that. You're slouched over the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Vivian, seeing Rodrick looking all weak and seeing this gross wound that she was looking at earlier, she's like, yes, you were able to fight off the poison, but I can see that this is still affecting you poorly. She rolls a natural 20 heal check for a 23. She's like,
Nice.
let me take a look at that. And she kind of like reaches into her pouch, grabs some different salves and bandages.
Yeah, in addition to the pain, like his arm is like shaky and numb, but it kind of subsides a little bit after you taking good care of it.
And she's kind of explaining to you, like, so see what happens is when the centipede bites you, the poison tries to go through your entire body system. Eventually, you will become completely paralyzed and immobile. You were able to fight that off, so now your arm's numb. And she's like going pretty in depth into the details. Maybe a little more detailed than some people want to know of like all the bad things that could happen.
And with that heal check, you're actually able to get Rodrick to heal twice the amount of ability point damage overnight.
That is very kind of you. I do believe this helps a lot.
That is known as providing long-term care.
I feel better already.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. And then she just like packs up her stuff and just walks to the other side of the room. She's like, are you guys doing okay?
Well, you have to keep caring for it. For
All
long
right,
term,
fine.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck by my side now, and I don't think
Okay.
you're actually going to get a full night's sleep now if you're doing that.
That's fine.
So, the professor was studying these books, and he was studying Harrowstone. I think we should be looking at these to see if we can gain any knowledge over the enemies that we're going to be meeting.
Do you mean reading the books or learning about them?
I mean reading them, and learning about them by reading them.
Well, there may be more clues inside of the Manual of the Palatine Eye, but we cannot get into the book yet.
He wasn't wrong to be cautious about reading these. This is very dark and dangerous materials.
They will whisper into your nightmare.
Exactly.
Are they part of the Whispering Way?
I believe many of these are instrumental in their order, which is why the professor was studying them, I would imagine.
From my understanding, it's very easy to be tempted while walking down these paths.
Well, we need to get some more information about Harrowstone in any case. How are we going to do this?
Kendra, are there any books about Harrowstone?
Yes, there's some in the library here at the house. Also, Rodrick studied quite a bit about Harrowstone while he was here with my father. What do you remember, Rodrick?
I remember quite a lot. The 5 prisoners at one time managed a successful coup and overtook the guards and took control of the prison. However, the warden, his name was Leivar Hakrin, activated a failsafe and locked himself and the rest of his guards inside of the prison with the prisoners, where none could escape.
Oh my.
Yes, there was only one way out, a lift that could not be activated in any means from the inside. Many of the prisoners in there tried to bribe and threaten the guards to let the lift down and allow them back up, but the guards were too well trained and they did not capitulate. The warden and his guards were stuck in there with the prisoners.
The 5 major ones, were they able to escape or were they locked in as well?
They were locked in as well. Everyone was locked in. None of the prisoners escaped.
That probably means in preparation for us going in there that those are 5 spirits that we are going to meet.
Quite possibly, but they will not be the only ones. The warden's spirit may also be in there, and there is one other. Shortly after these events, the warden's wife realized that he was late for dinner. Concerned about him, she went into the prison to go looking for him. Once she realized what was going on, in a panic, she released the lever for the lift in a desperate attempt to get her husband out. Not only did the lift crush and kill several guards and prisoners when it landed, many prisoners began to climb the chain that the lift was connected to on their way out. In an attempt to halt this, the guards began to pour oil onto the chains to prevent them from successfully climbing out. Lantern oil, specifically. There was one prisoner, the Splatterman, if you remember.
Oh, the Splatterman.
He was in fact a spellcaster and began to use his magic to aid his way out. And in a desperate attempt to prevent that, one of the guards lit a torch and threw it into the oil-soaked depths, figuring it would dissuade him from climbing further. But he accidentally lit the entire prison on fire. He meant to only light the climbing
Well, that
the
escalated
hallway.
quickly.
Super quickly.
And
Chimneys.
yes,
That's how
they
they
managed to contain the fire, and they did not damage any other buildings in the city. But after they got the fire in control, they realized the warden's wife was still in the building when they burned.
How awful. And
Yes.
you're saying all this while Vivian's like working on your wounds. And she's just crying as she's like bandaging you and stuff.
So that is what I know. The professor said that the Whispering Way is looking for someone who's still there. So it could be any 5 of the prisoners, could be the warden, could be the warden's wife, could be some other party we do not know.
Perhaps there's more information on the 5 prisoners here in the library at the house to help you better piece together which one of these prisoners the Whispering Tyrant was looking for.
Excellent idea, Kendra. I think you're correct.
Agree. It would be good to know a bit about all of them because I have a feeling we're going to meet each of them.
Indeed. So, before we bed down, we should begin looking through these books.
All right.
Rodrick, you remember the way to the library?
Mm-hmm. So,
Well-
as we're walking to the library, Rodrick is kind of going over things, isn't it? So the professor has been studying these for a while. He had already written his will before he began this deep dive into investigating Harrowstone, and about a month ago, things started getting very serious. And he went into Harrowstone once, almost lost his life, was afraid he would lose it again, and realized he did not have time to update his will, so instead he put his journal in the chest in hopes that we would find it to continue his work should anything happen to him.
So are you going to continue to read the journal? See what you can gather from that?
I will continue poring over it, yes, but I believe those are the highlights that I was able to find. He circled those specifically for me to find, or whoever had the journal.
There are several books everywhere, so give me a perception check in the library.
That is a natural 2. Starting off strong.
I got a 7.
10!
10.
8.
We're all very tired.
Yes.
We also have the option of taking 20.
That's true. It'll just take a while to find them.
13.
Did Kendra roll one?
No, she didn't. Natural 2.
I think we're all very tired.
I think we're
Maybe
very
we should
tired.
research tomorrow morning.
Maybe in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all forget how to read.
I have found nothing of use.
Right. So y'all go to the library. You're
We
all
fall asleep in the
very,
library.
very tired. You still have not found anything.
Thurskel is distracted because he found a book. In this book, this fat cat does not like Mondays.
Oh, I love that one.
It is a treasure. I never understood library until I found this book.
What is he eating there?
It's some dish from Thurskel I've never heard of. Lasagna?
Lasagna?
Lasagna.
Whatever it is, he's just shoveling it into his mouth.
Perhaps in your time here I can try to replicate this dish, and we could try it.
Anything that's good for a cat is good for me.
Yes, we will all feast on lasagna.
Lasagna.
He kicked this dog off the table.
So I'm looking at all the bric-a-brac and knickknacks in the library, looking for anything key-shaped.
You don't see anything key-shaped, especially nothing that is triangular key-shaped.
It's a very non-standard
Have
key
we
design.
looked in the
Very
office?
I rolled a 23.
Yeah, in your dad's office. In your father's office. Have you looked for a key for this book?
No, I haven't.
Maybe that's a good place to start, is the professor's office.
I think we should all start this bright and early after a good night's sleep.
Vivian's limping, and Rodrick is holding his shoulder, just like slowly marching up the stairs.
So, if I'm doing what's it called? Long healing?
Long-term care.
So yeah, do I not get to sleep?
You can sleep, because you've had a few hours to try it.
And I think that we wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, we're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, we just
immediately
probably
the next
sleep.
day.
We sleep in. Like
Yeah.
you spent some hours caring for me, and then so we had to like get a late start.
Because
on
we
my day
can't
to
do
catch up and
anything
sleep.
anyway until we get the key or a clue or something.
How much? I was going to ask, how are we going to handle healing overnight? How much do we get back overnight?
That's a good question, because isn't there different rules for different games?
Healing will be level plus con.
I like that.
Con modifier specifically.
Yes,
right?
not
Okay.
your
Level
con
plus
score.
12.
So we wake up a little late the next day. Like they're already starting to move over to the lunch shift at the inn.
Except for Zenobia, who when you get up is practicing with her sword
Inside the house?
inside the house. In the, there's in the courtyard where I won't break any crockery or hurt anybody.
Well, thanks to Vivian's excellent care, Rodrick only has 1 dex damage now and has no penalty.
I thought you got double.
Yeah, I had 3 dex damage, and so you healed 2, so I only have 1 dex damage now, which does
Oh.
not have a functional penalty. So he's back to full
So I
Yay.
had
functionality.
4 dex damage.
Yes.
So now I have 3.
Yes.
So you went from a -2 penalty to a -1 penalty.
So you sleep. You wake up after probably like almost 10 hours of sleep because you're tired from your fight with the centipedes and the long day of carrying caskets. And
My muscles are so sore.
What's the
from
weather
this
like?
casket.
it's actually not raining right now.
I imagine it's really foggy though.
It's pretty foggy. But for Ravengrow and for Ustalav, this is a very nice day. It's
Like
one of the-
London?
One of the few times the sun is actually kind of out. It's foggy but sunny, if that makes sense.
I'm full of determination.
So-
Rodrick wakes up feeling a lot better, and he's just like, "It's Vivian. I think I gave her a hard time yesterday." It's like kind of like rotating his shoulder because it feels better now.
I imagine whenever we come downstairs, Vivian's in like one of those negligee like robes with the feathers on the sleeves and the bottom.
The Naraboo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like a wealthy divorcee.
Ava Gabor and Green
Yes.
Acres.
Yes, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Ava.
Is it Ava?
It was Ava.
Not Zsa Zsa?
Ava.
I'm so sorry.
Ava and Green Acres. Yeah.
But it was Zsa Zsa that was in the Aristocats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad I got my sisters clear. Anyway, that's what she's wearing. Yeah, she looks like the lady in Green Acres. That's her whole wardrobe.
Roderick's just wearing the same thing he was wearing yesterday.
So
He
so
slept in
is so is Zenobia. Just
It's one of those, like, her hair is so pristine for being I just woke up like this look.
Kendra has a nice robe on when she comes downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Battle of the Robes.
Exactly.
Do you have fuzzy slippers?
No, she's barefoot.
Manicure? Or pedicure?
Of course.
Black.
Yeah,
I imagine everyone in Ustalav just dresses goth at all times.
I was thinking more like a maroonish red.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think black fingernail polish might be a little too edgy for these people.
I think, so to combat that, let's say,
they're living with undead. I don't think black nail polish would be.
Vivian's is like
That's true.
pink with some flecks of gold in it.
Yeah. Something sparkly.
Yeah.
Zenobia's just looking at her nails like.
I almost got all the dirt.
Roderick's looking for breakfast. He's very hungry.
Well, I appear to have overslept. I was planning to make breakfast this morning, but we could go to the inn downtown. They will have a good breakfast there.
Just as she says that, Thurskel walks in and throws 3 dead rabbits on the table. Boom. I have brought breakfast.
Do we eat them with the fur on?
What? No, could be socks or something.
Oh, I didn't know.
Did you not glean the kills from your menfolk?
I don't have menfolk. I don't know what is that a thing?
Well, it's
A custom?
the hunters and the gatherers.
I come from a city. I go to the store and it's already dead.
Ah,
And
well,
no fur.
these were free.
Oh, how nice.
Well, it will take me a while to prepare these and cook them, or we could go into town.
I mean, meat's meat. You gotta get it quickly, or it
More
just-
information in town, Thurskel, than here.
Fine.
Let's put them in the cooler.
Yes, I'm very hungry right now, so if we could get something to eat right away, and then we could save these for dinner.
I would love to go to town. There is some shopping that I want to do. So this will be great.
Perfect. I can show you all the great hot spots.
Oh, excellent. I'm so excited. And she runs upstairs to go change clothes.
I go out to the larder and I start skinning and gutting the rabbits and getting them ready to be put away.
A woman by
The
my
water.
own heart.
Mhm.
And Rodrick walks up to Thurskel like, good catch.
Thank you. Quite easy.
And I
here.
bring out the 3 rabbit skins. I throw in his lap and said, make some socks.
That's women's work.
I didn't say that.
Darn it.
Get it?
Sock jokes.
Right. So,
Vivian comes downstairs. She looks fabulous.
Kendra comes downstairs in a nice daily pantsuit.
I like it.
Kendra will lead the way through the town, past the town square, to the outward inn. As soon as you walk in, Kendra is noticed by the inn owner, Sariana Vi. Kendra, it's good to see you. Yes, my guests, I was unable to make breakfast for them this morning, so I thought I'd bring them here so they could experience your wonderful meals. Oh, that is fantastic. Please have a seat, any guest of Kendra's.
Thank
You come highly recommended.
Oh, you're being too kind.
Do you have rabbit?
Yes, I believe we do.
Delicious.
I think Thurskel has a favorite.
I mean, that's why I got them.
Do you cook it with the skin on?
Sometimes if we fry it. Otherwise, it's just either stewed or boiled, or however we can prepare it. Grilled.
On a stick?
We've done that too. Yes.
So what do you recommend? You have been here before.
Well,
Yes?
she owns it. Oh, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Rodrick.
What does Rodrick know about the menu?
It's good comfort food.
It's in food.
Yeah.
Just get anything, it's fine.
I need you to
Preferably with
improv.
potatoes.
I need you to improv a menu right now, Gary.
For breakfast this morning, our favorites that we have going right now, we have a biscuits with a rabbit gravy.
Ooh, I'll have that.
That sounds
There we
delicious.
go. We also have some hoe cakes as well, and we have
Made out of real hose.
exactly. I mean, this is an inn, so
Get anything with potatoes if you can.
potatoes are always good. If you want more of a lunchy feel, since it is later in the day, we could do a rabbit stew.
Ooh, I'll have that.
Can I get a chicken fried rabbit?
Ooh, I'll have that.
Would you like the rabbit gravy on top?
Yes.
Perfect.
I don't want that.
Okay.
No gravy.
I'll just get eggs and hash browns.
Eggs and hash browns, you've got it. Absolutely.
I'm for eggs and hash browns
Eggs.
also.
Okay, so it's 2 eggs and hash browns. We've got chicken fried rabbit with rabbit gravy. And what did you decide you wanted?
All of the other rabbit stuff.
All of the other rabbit. So no rabbit gravy,
No rabbit gravy.
but everything else.
Everything else.
Okay, so I will get those dishes for you right away. Would you beverages? Any preferences?
Mead.
Mead,
Ale.
ale,
Mead.
2 meads and an ale.
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Just bring her a mead. That's what we call mead here.
Okay. I could maybe
She's
do like
from
an
the south.
Oh, it's one of those southern
Yes,
beverages. I
yes.
see.
You don't have Dr. Pepper here?
No.
We just call it Coke.
Yes.
They call it Mr. Ale.
Mr. Ale. Yes.
Can I have a Mr. Ale?
Mr. Ale. Oh, yes, I can do that with a little almond extract in it. There you go.
Perfect, thank you.
So she goes off to start gathering the drinks. So you're all sitting at the table at the inn. Give me a perception check.
I'm expecting another slew of natural 2s. Natural 9, that's better.
11.
15.
20.
18.
20. With the 20 and the 18, both of you kind of overhear another table to the side talking about, have you heard about the, what was found at the memorial this morning? There's blood splattered all over the memorial and the letter V. No, I hadn't heard about that. When was that discovered? Oh, it's just discovered this morning.
Excuse me.
Yes?
You said that some memorial was vandalized?
Yes, the Harrowstone Memorial.
The Harrowstone Memorial, you say. Hey, guys, did you hear that?
Yes.
What? What?
Interesting.
Apparently there's been some vandalism at the Harrowstone Memorial. Could you say that again? There was a V?
Fine. Yes, there was blood splattered on the one of the stones of the memorial, and the letter V drawn in blood at the bottom of the memorial.
I'm sorry, we didn't introduce ourselves. My name's Vivian. Who are you two?
It's not important.
It's okay then.
But you are important. You're helping us.
We don't...
What is your name?
Can I roll a diplomacy to make them want to be more inclined to tell us their names?
Okay.
I get a +2 if I'm considered attractive.
Okay.
That's an 11 or a 13. And she's just being nice in her introduction.
And Thurskel rolled the same thing. He rolled a natural 1. He bats his eyelashes.
Very awkwardly.
Spits on their shoes.
I imagine Rodrick is sitting with Zenobia. They're still at the table listening, but just
Well,
sitting.
and I really think it's one of those, like, she's truly Southern girl. She's being overly friendly, which they're probably like, what is she doing? And she doesn't realize, like, that it might be coming off the wrong way. So 11 and a 13.
And his natural 1. So they look at you for a second, then they look over at Thurskel and see him batting his eyes. I'm like, fine, if you're going to taunt us like that, we'll just tell you our names. Well, I'm Joanna, and this is Biff.
Oh, what lovely names. It's fabulous.
Are you taunting us too?
I don't understand. Who was taunting you?
Did you not see the face he was making?
This is my face. I was born with it.
I think it's just his face. I don't
It's
think he
just
meant
my
anything
face.
by it.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from all over.
I'm from Almas.
That explains a lot. Okay.
I'm nomadic.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so exciting.
Oh yes, no, we go from town to town, liberating the oppressed.
Oh, excellent.
They just start talking to each other instead of the two people they just came up with names for.
Wait. What were we talking about there?
V for
Vendetta. V for Vendetta.
Or 5.
We're gonna rename this podcast "Awkward Conversations."
5. That makes
5.
sense. Does whoever your person is say that?
Maybe they're counting
Zenobia
down.
says it could mean 5.
Are there any other vandalized memorials? Is
That's
this the
maybe
only
that's
one?
what the V stands for.
This is...
Vandalize?
They
Who-
vandalized it by putting a V on it.
Do you know whose memorial was vandalized?
No, it was the
It's the
Harrowstone.
Harrowstone Memorial.
Oh.
It's
He said that.
He did say that. I wasn't paying attention.
toward the end of
It was
town.
so boring.
At the end of town,
It's very rude.
toward the hilltop, there's the Harrowstone Memorial, which lists the names of all of the guards and inmates who died at Harrowstone. There's multiple stones in a row.
Rodrick
with
is
multiple
listening
names.
and speaking with, and like just looking at them. There seems to be a connection.
Was it on a specific stone?
Yes.
Was it on a specific name?
Well, maybe we should go and take a look because they're really not helping, and they definitely don't want to talk to us anymore.
Thurskel, I don't think you should talk that way to people.
Well, I mean, is it true you don't want to talk to us anymore, right? No hard feelings.
No, he's right.
See, so
Okay.
we'll find out for ourselves. Thank you for the information. Enjoy your country fried rabbit.
Thank
No,
you.
that's mine.
We're
I want
ha-
to eat it first.
We're personally having the rabbit gravy and biscuits.
Oh, so
Oh,
gross.
I almost got that.
It's so good. You should try it next time.
I got the gravy on mine, so
Okay, good.
almost there.
That's the best part.
Yes. Do they have rabbit bacon?
I don't think they do this time, but you might be able to tell Sariana, and she might be able to make that for the next
excellent.
time.
I'm imagining like the smallest strips of
I was
bacon
just-
ever.
Little teeny
Little tiny.
Okay, so we got our information. We got recommendations for food.
recipes. Yeah.
So,
Is there anyone else we can eavesdrop on?
no,
No,
well,
that's
that was
it's
just-
pretty empty in here. So the place is small. It only has like 10 rooms.
5 of which are taken over by hoes.
Does it look like she's under hard times, or is this a pretty happening place?
I expect it's the only inn in town, so
It
it's
is.
doing great.
It's doing just fine.
Okay, well I don't feel bad for her then,
Yeah. It's not as happening as like some place.
Why were
because
you-
she's the only person in the town
I
besides
get
Petra
it.
who's been nice to us.
Oh.
Who?
You thought
The
she was
innkeeper.
desperate?
Oh, the innkeeper.
You
yeah.
thought she was desperate? And
No,
that's why
I
she was
just wanted
being
to make
nice?
sure her business was doing fine because she's the only person who's been nice to us besides Kendra.
No, business there is fine. But as far as when the two mentioned the Harrowstone Memorial, at least Rodrick and probably Zenobia, from being here enough, would remember what the memorial is.
Yeah.
Where it's located. It's a distinctive 25-foot tall, moss-covered stone statue that overlooks the river. The statue depicts a proud, muscular human man dressed in leathers and wielding a truncheon. It is a depiction of Warden Hawkrin.
And where is the V exactly?
The V is on the first stone. So you have the statue in the middle, 5 stones to the left, 5 stones to the right. There are 10 stones total, and it's on the first one to the left.
Well, this is very interesting. That's definitely what we should check out after eating breakfast.
Agreed.
But no, the food is surprisingly very, very good.
I wasn't surprised. I assumed it was going to be delicious.
And so as we're leaving, Miss Seriana, the food was just as good as recommended. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Please, I hope you enjoy your day.
Vivian's like overly, like, she's like, oh my gosh, this was so good. Thank you so much for having us. This is so exciting.
You're welcome here anytime.
Absolutely. And she left a good tip.
She appreciates that.
Mark it off your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Thurskel left one of the rabbit first.
Make a sock.
Put a note, here's my tip. Make a sock out of this.
For me, I'll be back tomorrow.
Well, all right then.
Just one sock.
You only need one.
Make him a little cod piece
With the rabbit head.
with the rabbit head.
All right. So, y'all start heading toward the memorial.
Yes, we go to the memorial.
Well, just to give you an idea of where you are in the town, because you're in the town square right now.
Where's the memorial?
The memorial is toward Harrowstone, on that end of town.
So we'll head that way.
And then the opposite end of town is the Restlands.
What do we see as we're going by?
Well, you go, since you're on the opposite end of the town square, you'll pass through the square, which has the center of town as a circle. There is a grassy area that is fenced in, and there's a gazebo in there. So one thing you do notice in that grassy area is there's a group of girls playing with a jump rope.
As girls tend to do.
As girls tend to do. But one thing you do happen to notice is the way they're jumping rope and passing it off and taking turns going in is like perfectly choreographed.
I want to do a perception check on the girls.
Okay.
And, it's not that much. It's an 8. But with that 8, do I hear what rhyme they're saying?
Mine's a 10.
You do happen to hear what rhyme they are saying. Their rhyme
15.
Yeah. Their rhyme is
Put her body on the bed, take a knife and lop her head, watch the blood come out the pipe, feeds the stirrup so nice and ripe, drops of red so sparkly bright, splatter spells her name just right, with the hammer kills his wife. Now he wants to claim your life. Tricksy father tells a lie. Listen close or you will die.
Are you going to go talk to the children? Because I don't think a grown
Yeah.
man should just walk up to children.
So, first of all, out of game and in game, both Noelle and Vivian aren't overly disturbed by this because they've done enough jump rope nursery rhymes in their time.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that just sounds normal.
Yeah, sounds normal. So, Vivian's gonna kind of cock her head and go over, and she, as far as perception, she rolled a 19.
okay.
They're ghost girls.
They're not ghosts.
And so Vivian's gonna go over, she's just gonna be like, oh, hello! What is that rhyme you're singing?
The girls instantly just drop the jump rope and they just stand there silently.
No, it's okay. I'm new to this town, and we have a similar chant back in Almas.
What is that chant?
It's Mary Mac. Oh no, what's the Lizzie Borden? She recites the Lizzie Borden had an axe. Rhyme.
Gave her father 40 whacks.
You also messed up.
The girls still just stand there staring.
12 diplomacy?
With that, because you are a non-intimidating character,
Mm-hmm.
you actually get a bonus to that check.
Go, Phillips. And we
and-
shouldn't go talk to him.
No, I shouldn't talk to him.
So she's trying to talk to him and try to bond, and they're not really doing it. She's like, are you guys maybe not supposed to be saying that rhyme?
One of the little girls speaks up. It's a rhyme that we've been saying for years. We've been told not to talk to strangers.
That's very good advice. You shouldn't talk to strangers. Really, I just wanted to know about the nursery rhyme you were singing. I am not from here, and so I haven't heard this one.
Well, we've just been saying it forever. We've been told it's about the prisoners of Harrowstone.
Do you know which ones?
No.
Okay.
We're too young to know their names.
Well, you have not been getting good history lessons in school then.
I'm 7.
I knew the story of Ring Around the Rosie when I was 6.
It's about the plague, you know.
Is it?
It is.
It is.
Okay.
Well, you girls were all very good at not approaching strangers, and I'm going to leave you alone now so that I don't get a weird children reputation in town. Vivian walks away.
As Vivian's
Thank you.
walking away, Rodrick just casts the detect magic just to be sure.
They're not ghost girls.
No magic.
Okay, just making sure. Just it was a little bit too synchronized.
He's never seen girls play before.
It's supposed to be just enough that it was creepy without being actually magical.
It's like Freddy Krueger, the Freddy Krueger one.
Exactly. It's exactly like that. So you've talked to the creepy children.
Were they creepy?
Well, just the
song.
The song is kind of creepy.
Their eyes glow.
I know
kinda
exactly
red.
the scene he's trying to build.
Yeah.
It's the creepy girls singing a chant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That always happens before something before something terrifying.
Yeah, just
is
as a
going on.
girl, and Vivian is just like, she's not fazed by it because girls do this.
And even Zenobia.
That's
it's a-
part of
it's
the
a-
trope, is that it's a sort of normal thing, but every
It's
once
a
in a while to
worldwide-
strike you in the wrong tone.
Yeah. It totally went over Vivian's head.
Of course.
So you continue down the pathway, heading toward the memorial.
Vivian's humming the nursery rhyme.
Perfect. What is everyone's perception modifiers?
Almost skipping.
4.
5.
4,
Plus 6?
5,
Five.
6, 5.
Yeah, plus 6.
So as we're leaving the girls, Vivian's kind of humming this song in her head, and then she kind of stops in her tracks. She's like, "Oh, Kendra, I meant to ask you, have you ever seen a tombstone randomly show your name on it in the cemetery?"
Yes, I saw that. I totally saw that. Did you see that too?
No, but you told me about it.
I did
and
tell it.
these girls reminded me of that.
No, I can't say that I have. Lived here for 25 years and I've never seen that.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Okay, but I totally did see it.
I believe you. I do.
Super creepy. Super.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I don't believe her.
Kendra doesn't strike me as the overly empathetic type.
Zenobia,
Yes.
as you're walking, I'm assuming you're toward the front of the pack.
Yes.
Walking. You happen to notice beside you and moving forward what looks like horse tracks and wagon wheel tracks appear going beside you and toward Harrowstone. No horse and carriage, you just see the tracks appear.
Little miss.
Yes.
What do you make of this?
And she sees nothing.
It's the ground. It's made of dirt, I
Rodrick,
think. Right?
Yes.
look over here. What do you see?
He sees nothing.
I see. What are you trying to show me?
It's dirt, right? You see dirt.
I'm seeing tracks appear as we walk, and when I stop,
If you stop walking, it looks like the tracks continue past, but as you start drawing people's attention to them, you stop seeing them as well.
I said, "Well, never mind."
Well,
What
And
did
I
you see?
start to not look at them.
from yesterday, I could tell you that you are particularly talented in tracking things. So perhaps you're seeing something that we're not from your expertise.
It's possible. I'm always very suspicious of magic.
Is there a known, it's a road, so I assume that horses go on it regularly, but is this a specific path that people would be taking normally? She's kind of looking at Kendra and Rodrick to answer this.
This is the direction to the Harrowstone Memorial and to Harrowstone.
So that's a yes?
If anyone was going that direction, this is the path that they would take. But I don't see any tracks. What are you referring to?
I'm just thinking in general the history of what types of... Did people normally walk to Harrowstone, or were people brought in on medieval paddy wagons?
Well, the prisoners would have been transported in wagons to Harrowstone.
So you are carrying your glaive. Can I borrow it?
Why?
You'll see.
She kind of furrows her brow, gives it over.
I need some reach.
Okay. You have it. So what are you doing?
So I give it a nice twirl and then walking along, not looking at the pathway. Do the tracks reappear?
Nope.
I'm going to swing it anyway across the course of the path
Okay.
at about waist high.
You swing through air.
I give her back her glaive. Thanks.
Vivian's not wearing her armor. I want to make that very clear.
All right. She's not wearing
Perhaps
armor.
we should go back and you should wear your armor. If we're dealing with vandals, it may be important.
Well, I don't think the Vandals are going to be out during the daylight, do you?
We don't know.
You're so not fun. Noelle says that. No, she said
She
that.
wants to go without her armor. That's her choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the GM would say that. Trying to
We're
create
I know
some
what characters
You're
dying
part of a
first.
group now, and we are a fighting group, and you must always be
not
prepared.
fighting right now.
You must always be prepared. Pretend you're a little neighborhood priestess
What?
Priestess scouts. Always be prepared.
Is there a role? I don't even know a role for paranormal activity.
I guess that could fall under. It's a little bit detect magic and a little bit like knowledge religion.
Well, we both have both of those. Natural 3. I'm just going to stop rolling today.
26 religion.
I've got knowledge local, too.
Because Vivian's
10
trying to put together these
knowledge
different
local.
events.
They sound somewhat ghostly, but you haven't heard anything specific of what would cause things like this to happen. The knowledge local, you would probably, between that and your survival skills that you know, that you'd probably piece together that this looks like one of the wagons that would have carried the prisoners to Harrowstone. The tracks and the horse.
I knew it.
Well, there's certainly a lot of ghostly power in this area because this seems like a ghostly cart.
Whatever happened at Harrowstone, it does not seem to be finished.
I would agree with you there. So we come up to the memorial.
So you get to the memorial, and you can see, just as I described earlier, the statue in the middle with the 5 stones on each side. Give me another perception check around the memorial.
21.
8.
24.
13.
21 and the 24, you both can find the body of a large rat.
Oh.
That looks like has been drained of all of its blood.
Intentionally?
Well, there is blood all over the monument.
Hey, look, here's a rat. It appears to be drained of blood. It looks very strong.
And I would assume that it looks like this is the blood that was used on the... Is it in front of the stone that the V was
He's sort
on?
of sharpened to a point, so he's like a little...
The rat is?
Someone
rat's
whittled
like a
this
pen.
rat down.
You notice that the rat has been discarded off to the side, is not right by the memorial itself, so it could have easily been missed, and most people have. But it looks like just enough blood from the rat is the blood that is on the first stone, splattered on the first stone, and the V drawn.
Amateurs.
This V was drawn with rat blood. Gross. Talk about the plague. Does it look like any other vandalism has taken place?
So far, this is all there is.
Are the names on this memorial are only the...
It's everyone that died in the fire.
including the criminals?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, the V is on which stone?
It's on the first.
This is highly curious.
So, I mean, if you scan through the names, you'll see the 5 prisoners' names listed on there. You'll also see the warden's name. You'll see the warden's wife's name.
Anybody's name start with a V?
The warden's wife's name.
Warden's wife.
Ooh.
Ew.
What's the warden's wife's name?
Hold on, I have it. The warden's wife's name was Vesoriana.
Maybe that's what the V stands for.
That could also be who the cult was looking for.
Or this V could be an arrow down. Maybe
Did they
there's
ever
something
find her
buried.
body? Or did they just assume? Kendra?
From what I understand, her body was found after she lowered the lift down to try to save her husband. Some of the guards overtook her because she was hysterical, and they locked her in the storage room.
Ugh.
And then when the fire broke out, some of the guards did escape, but they forgot that she was there.
That's awful. This is an awful story.
Yes, the entire tale of Harrowstone was tragic. So many good men died, and a loving wife.
And a lot of bad men.
I don't care so much about them.
Vivian's wondering, so she's thinking, alright, Harrowstone, obviously something's up there.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the purpose of vandalizing a memorial? I mean, the prison's right there, or close here. Is it right there? Can I see it?
Could it be cowardice?
You can see it up on the hill.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not that far. Like, what would be the purpose of vandalizing this spot?
It could be cowardice, because people are afraid to approach the prison, and they use the rat, which is like the most mundane of creatures.
Just be the ritual, too.
Well, we should probably keep this in mind and then continue our research in the library. Vivian would like to look at the mouse, the rat a little closer to see how it was
Sacrifice.
gutted
It basically looked like a sharp implement was taken to cut
down its
down
chest.
the perfect way to get the most amount of blood.
So it was expert.
I mean, this is a village of, like, old people. Not old people. What am I trying to say? Like, it's olden times. I'm sure everybody knows how to slaughter their own meat. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's an expert cut.
We grab on to the dumbest tangents.
Uh-huh.
How was the
Well-
rat killed? That's what I want to know.
Excuse me, didn't you want me to do a heal check on the rat earlier?
Yeah, and you didn't.
This is what I'm doing
That could have
now.
solved it. Gary could have said, yeah, there's nothing important about it. And then we could have moved on.
Okay, as of right now, you don't have anything more to go on here from...
Well, Vivian's
the
pretty
monument.
sure it was Thurskel because he's the only person she's seen kill a rodent.
Okay.
So
Rabbits aren't
she's-
rodents.
He is the only person that Vivian has seen kill small furry creatures, so it's obviously him. Alright, well, I don't think there's any more we can learn here, so I want to wash my hands and move on to the next thing.
Shall we go back to the house then and learn more about the 5 prisoners?
Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea, Kendra. Before we do that, could we stop in town at one of the shops?
Oh, absolutely. We can do any shopping we need to
Oh,
before we
excellent.
head back to the house.
Excellent. Where do you get clothes? Where? I want to get something local. I want to wear whatever the local fashion is here. I don't want to be out of fashion.
Well, it depends on what type. We have plenty of clothes at the general store, or if you want something in leather, we have the tannery.
I think the general store will be wonderful. I have an idea. I saw these wonderful vests. The little girls were wearing a version of it. I saw that you had a version
Mm-hmm.
of it. That's what I want to get.
Yeah, those are at the general store.
Oh, excellent.
We can stop by there.
Vivian's totally starts rambling about fashion and kind of like, whether Kendra wants to or not, she kind of like hooks elbows with her and starts like girl talking, like back into town.
She hasn't really had a girl talk in quite a while, so she'll
Yeah.
jump into it and start talking as well.
Never mind the rat that they just were looking at.
Right.
So, Rodrick, you like sports or whatever?
I work the night shift.
Have you played sports puck?
I played many rounds of ice puck, yes.
Yes, it's fun.
I collect spores,
No,
mold,
no.
and fungus.
During winter, he totally plays curling.
Oh, what a loser.
Curling is fascinating, and I love it.
I was like, this is the dumbest thing when I heard it, and then it was on the Winter Olympics. It's like, I cannot stop watching
You
this.
can't.
It's
Nope.
the coolest.
Kendra pipes in for a second. Oh, speaking of sports puck, I don't know if you've recently heard, but today is the semifinals, and the Alma Stars are playing the Irison Blues.
Oh, indeed. How are they doing?
It's currently tied 1-1 at the end of the first overtime.
Oh, snap. Vivian just said, oh, snap.
Go Stars.
Go Snars.
Go Stars.
Ah, I thought you said Snars.
No, the Stars are I think the...
Different team.
Yes.
Different.
Yes.
Varesia, I think.
Varesia, yes.
So when we get to town, Vivian picks up a local outfit, which I looked this up. I looked up this is based off of Romania. And so they have those gorgeous vests that are like all floral decored and stuff, like pretty embroidered skirts. So she gets herself a version of that. Richard has no interest in this whatsoever.
I was
but
hoping you'd provide the name of it.
I don't know what it's called. It's a vest.
You looked it up, but you didn't get the name.
No, because it all says Romanian folk dress.
That's all you had to say. Romanian folk dress.
But that's...
Oh, they're beaded and
yeah, they're
floral.
really
and...
pretty. So you guys head back to the house. Vivian and Kendra will catch up with you, and we get back to the house. Vivian has changed clothes again. This is the third outfit you've seen her in today. And she's now wearing a really gorgeous blue vest with gold floral embroidery on it and a matching blue skirt with slight gold accents. And there's also some red and greens in the flowers. Not only does she look gorgeous, but she now looks appropriate for the setting.
Rodrick still doesn't notice.
Of course not.
It's because he's looking at Thurskel.
All right. So
Waistcoat.
I'm assuming while they're shopping, you guys are going into the library to start doing more research.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Do you just want to take a 20 to find the books that you need?
Yeah, because we have the whole day now.
Yeah.
So that's
There's no rush.
26 for me.
Okay. So,
What do you mean, take a 20?
Is it perception?
So if you have
Yes.
like hours to spend on something, you can take 20, which results in whatever your modifier is, as if you rolled a natural 20.
Oh. And what are we doing? Perception?
Perception.
So 24?
25.
25.
25, 26. Okay. So that's enough that it takes you a while to go through all the books, but you do finally find some of the information that you are looking for. The information on the 5 prisoners. The first one is Father Charlatan, whose real name is Cephik Corvin. Of the 5 notorious prisoners, only Father Charlatan was not technically a murderer. Yet his crimes were so blasphemous that several churches demanded he be punished to the full extent of Ustalavic law. Although he claimed to be an ordained priest of any number of faiths, Father Corvin was in fact a traveling con artist who used faith as a mask and a means to bilk the faithful out of money in payment for false miracles or cures. He became known as Father Charlatan after his scheme was exposed and his Zarni accomplices murdered a half-dozen city guards in an attempt to make good the group's escape.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like anyone I've ever heard of in real life.
Right? So that's the information you have on Father Charlatan. On the Lopper, whose real name is Vance Satresi.
So it's not the Looper?
No, it's the Lopper. When the Lopper stalked prey, he would hide in the most unlikely of places, sometimes for days upon end with only a few supplies to keep him going while he waited for the exact right moment to strike.
That's commitment.
Once his target was alone, the Lopper would emerge and savagely behead his victim with a hand axe.
Hence the nursery rhyme.
The Mosswater Marauder, whose real name is Ispin Onyx Cudgel, only 5 years before his hometown of Mosswater was destined to be overrun and ruined by monsters from the nearby river, Ispin Onyx Cudgel was a well-liked artisan and a doting husband. When he discovered his wife's infidelity, he flew into a jealous rage and struck her dead with his hammer, shattering her skull and his sanity with one murderous blow. Racked with shame and guilt, Ispin became convinced that if he could rebuild his wife's skull, she would come back to life.
Ooh.
But unfortunately, he could not find the last blade-shaped fragment from the murder site. So instead, Ispin became the Mosswater Marauder. Over the course of several weeks, the cunning dwarf stalked and murdered nearly 20 people while searching for just the right skull fragment. He was captured just before murdering the daughter of a visiting nobleman from Varno and was carted off to Harrowstone that same night.
So he was killing people with a hammer.
Yes.
So a hammer, a lopper, charlatan.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't kill anybody, right?
No,
he
stole
didn't
money.
murder.
Not himself.
He did the he killed people that had long incurable illnesses.
Yes.
And if you give me your money, you can.
I'll
live.
heal you. The next one you have is the Piper of Illmarsh. No real name is known. Before he snatched his victims, the Piper taunted his targets with a mournful dirge on his flute.
Oh, so creepy.
He preferred to paralyze lone victims by dosing their meals with lich dust and then allowed his pet sturges to drink the victims dry of blood.
No, that's the one that the nursery rhyme was about. It mentioned sturges.
The girl said it was about all of them.
Oh, was it about all of them?
All 5.
Okay.
That was the impression I got.
Well, we'll have to listen to the creepy nursery rhyme.
Creepy
again.
nursery rhyme again. Yes.
What's a sturge?
A sturge is like a 4-winged giant mosquito type creature. It's a big bug.
And what was he feeding?
Yeah, can you read that last one?
Lich dust.
Lich dust. It was lich dust.
Yes.
Paralyzed victims with lich dust
Mm-hmm.
and fed them to his pets.
His pet stirred.
How'd he kill him?
The sturges would drink the victims dry of their blood.
Oh,
So they
I
were
see.
still alive when they were being fed.
That's so gross.
Yes.
That's so gross. So they are big mosquitoes.
Mhm.
This is so
Ew.
creepy.
And then the last one, the Splatterman, who
He's
is
the spellcaster I talked about
Yeah.
earlier.
his name is Heen Ferriman. Professor Ferriman was a celebrated scholar of anthroponomastics, which is the study of personal names and their origins, at the Quartrefo Archives in Caliphus. An accidental association with a succubus twisted and warped his study, turning it into an obsession.
Yeah, that happens to everyone.
And Ferriman became obsessed with the power of a name and how he could use it to terrify and control. Soon enough, his reputation was ruined. He'd lost his tenure, and he developed an uncontrollable obsession with an imaginary link between a person's name and what happens to that name when a person dies. Every few days, he would secretly arrange for his victim to find a letter from their name written in blood.
Oh.
Perhaps smeared on a wall or spelled out with carefully arranged entrails.
Suddenly it all makes sense.
Once he had spelled his victim's name, he would at last come for her, killing her in a gory mess using a complex trap or series of rigged events meant to look like an accident.
So they're all women.
Yes, they were all women.
Misogynist.
My name starts with V.
Does.
Oh.
Oh no. Maybe you should put your armor on.
good idea.
Touche.
Oh, man.
I think that's a very good idea. Will someone come upstairs with me while I do that?
I go upstairs with you. So you're to listen to me in the future.
Well, I didn't know a dead serial killer was coming after me.
Wait,
Nobody
hold on.
expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yes,
We've each
you have to
gotten.
be ready.
I got the tombstone. You got the wheels. She got the V. What did you get?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Oh,
Mine's
yet.
not undead yet. Or maybe it is. We don't know.
the Lopper. I thought he died.
Well, they all did.
They're all
They all
dead.
did. They all
They all
did.
dead.
They all did.
They all done did damn.
Obviously, it's the looper who's coming for me for getting his name wrong.
Yes.
No, it's-
Lopper.
you got his name wrong too. Sorry.
You go also.
I had Bruce Willis killing him in my head.
That's
Oh,
literally
man.
who I envisioned was Bruce Willis.
Because he was
So-
in Looper.
Well, now the Lopper has been cast as Bruce Willis.
Yeah, well, that's
Or-
Wait,
or,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, or Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's true.
Either would be acceptable.
Could be either one.
When he was alive, he was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but now as a ghost, he's Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Which makes perfect sense. A sixth
Sixth
sense,
sense.
even. Oh, man. That was good. I gotta pat myself on the back for that one. Whew. So this is horrible. These are terrible people. I'm glad they're fictional characters. I don't want to think about what real people have done. At least I know in this universe, no one was given lich dust and fed to their pet sturges.
Yes,
Yeah, so that makes me happy.
as far as you know.
as far as you know.
Where's he getting lich dust from? Like that's a real hot, like easy commodity to
Liches?
get.
Liches
Yes,
be
thank
crazy.
you. To go to the lich store. I would assume that, like, isn't the whole point liches they're not dust if they're doing well at their lich job. So
Well, as we talked about, you have to wait long enough for the lichdom to take effect correctly.
So I'm sure part of you falls off in that process.
oh, that's gross. It's my conclusion so far of this campaign. It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Vivian gets her armor on.
Okay. Well, that research and everything actually does take you quite a while, so now it's late into the evening.
She puts her armor on anyway. Now she can't sleep in it. Damn it.
So is there anything else y'all want to do right before retiring for the night?
We could sing folk songs around the fire.
Could do that.
Sing that. Vivian probably is going to be like humming that song a bit in her head, just like
She's trying to sleep with everybody. She's like, can I sleep
Yeah.
with you?
yeah. She's like, what's the sleeping arrangement tonight?
With all this information coming to light, and I don't know who, because Vivian was out shopping while we were getting this information, so I don't know if she's like,
Some of it.
Well, some of it. She would have come back, because taking 20 and with the check to get all that information, it
You
would have
didn't-
taken you a while to go through
You
all the
didn't
books.
find anything until Vivian came back, so it looked like she's the reason you found the information.
So basically, it was you searched, you finally found the books, and you found a record of the listed names of the prisoners. Then you found their real names, and their real names gave you more information on where to look to find information about their history and all that stuff. So it was a long day of researching.
Do you want to help me seal all the windows with wolfsbane?
Absolutely. I'm very,
Wolfie.
yes. No, I
Bane.
couldn't think of a word for
he's Ron Hazelton.
alchemist.
I have chemistry.
Pharmacy.
Yes, I have chemistry.
Yes. So I try and
He's Bob Vila.
ward all of the entries I know about in the house.
Okay. You go lay down your wards. What's everyone else doing before bed?
Rodrick is continuing to read as much as he can until the sleep overtakes him. Like he's just like, as long as I'm up, I'm going to keep reading.
Basically, take a book upstairs with you to.
Yeah, and comparing it with the professor's notes and his journal, like cross-referencing anything he can.
So you all retire for the evening, doing your various things before bed.
Vivian's just like, I don't even know how Vivian's responding to this. I don't think it's fully sunk into her what it means.
She's probably slightly terrified.
Yeah. Well, what I've realized now is, I don't know if Vivian's realized this yet, but I think what's going to occur to her.
Probably, yeah.
Well, no, what I think what's going to occur to her the next day is the fact that she's assuming this vandalism's about her. She's new to town. She wasn't the expected party to be here. So that's extra creepy.
Mm-hmm. So you're probably thinking about all of that while you're lying in bed,
Yeah.
alone in your room. And you feel like this cold breeze go across you as you're laying there.
Oh no.
Just one of us?
It's only Vivian.
This is my moment, guys.
Yeah. So she feels this cold breeze go across her. And then you look around the room to see what where the draft is coming from.
Is the window open?
What you notice is the window now has bars on it. And the walls suddenly change. They're not the same bedroom walls that you saw before. Now they're stone walls.
The prison.
And like the furniture is completely different. It looks like a prison cell, including even by the door, like a bowl of like rotting gruel with worms coming out of it.
Oh, gross.
Do you get out of the bed?
Yeah, I think she sits up in bed and kind of wraps the whatever rag of a blanket is around her, and I think she wants to listen first.
Okay.
Does she hear anything?
You don't hear anything.
So she'll creep towards the door.
Okay. So you creep toward the door, and it looks like a closed prison cell door that's locked.
It's locked. She'll go look out the window too, just to.
Okay. And you notice through the window, you see that you're on top of a hill, and you see Ravengrow down below.
She just whispers. She's like, Harrowstone.
And then you turn back to look to the bed, and the bed is no longer a bed. It is moldy hay and straw. And above that, you start seeing in blood V.
No.
I.
No. Spider-Man.
V.
What do you want? No. No, and she's gonna run up and try to wipe the blood away.
Okay. So you run up and try to wipe the blood away.
Mhm.
The blood smears and it's all over your hands. It's warm. It feels like fresh blood. But the letters still remain.
And I think she's just starting to panic at that point. She's just like, no. And she's just gonna be clawing at the wall and just, no, what do you want? What do you want? No. No. And then she starts crying and just collapses onto the straw.
And as you do that, you wake up out of whatever trance that you were in. The room is back to normal. You're back in a bed. Everything looks the same, but your name is still there in blood.
Vivian screams.
And we'll see you next week.